Good afternoon, and thank you, Stormy Adventure Time, for letting me know that I do not need a power converter, just an adapter. I did double check, and both of my camera chargers and my laptop both state that they work from 100 volts to 240 volts, so I am covered. I only need an adapter so I can plug things in London. So thank you very much for answering that question. That's what happens when you don't travel the world. You don't know these things, but people that have the experience, they can answer those kind of questions for you. So again, thank you, Stormy Adventure Time. That helped me so much. Also, Easter Seals has shared all of our videos on their Facebook page as well, but our video was buried at the bottom. So as people are scrolling the page, every other video above us is getting counted as views. We were getting crushed on views because we were one of the first ones posted. But this morning, we only had like 100 and some views, and Brian Anderson and myself, and I'm sure a lot of other people started sharing it. So since this afternoon, we've gone up to 1,107 is where we're at right now. So we've gotten close to 1,000 views since this morning. But if you go over to my public Facebook page, link down below, click on that. I shared it. Please head on over, watch the video both on YouTube and on Facebook. I think they combine both of the views, and the total amount of views wins that that part of the challenge. So head on over, check that out, and if you don't mind, hit that share link too. Appreciate it. Thank you. Today we have an adventure. And by adventure, I mean I'm selling a guitar on Craigslist, so I'm hoping everything goes as planned. Because, as always, when you sell something on Craigslist, there's always that fear that something's going to go terribly wrong, like robbed, murdered, robbed, then murdered, murdered, then robbed, or something potentially worse. I don't want to be kidnapped and sold into a terrible industry. If a certain someone is watching this video, I joked about this morning with you in an airport last night. That's what I'm talking about. But for now, time to put his brace on. I poked him in the nose, or maybe he put his nose into my finger, and take him for a walk through the neighborhood. I have to put baby powder on the bottom part of his brace so it doesn't chafe his leg. I'll put the leg down. It's easier when you put your leg down. Okay, no. You're doing so good with this. And that's how you put a My Pet brace on a dog. Pretty straightforward. All right, so in about 15 or 20 minutes, we start off on our adventure to sell something on Craigslist. Today, I'm selling a guitar. The money I get from this guitar goes towards my London trip. This is going to be my spending money. These are my top 5 Craigslist tips. Tip number 1, only respond to emails that actually mention the ad that you placed. Here's an example of what not to reply to. Yeah, you're gonna get a whole lot of these spam emails that are just, hi, is it still available, giving you a random number, or asking you for information such as your email address to PayPal you. It's just phishing. Don't fall for it. Just delete them right away. Don't bother with them. Number 2, try to meet in the daylight. Now this one's a little bit harder, especially during winter months because you don't have as much daylight. So do your best if you can, do it on a weekend. And it's just safer to just meet when it's bright out. You can see what's coming a lot better. Number 3, now, if you can't meet at daylight, definitely meet at a well-lit place, but meet at a well-lit public place. You want to make sure that there's people around. You don't want something to happen to you. Also, check with your local municipality. Some places actually have Craigslist meetup places where they're lit up if it's nighttime, and they actually have security cameras there. So if something does happen, there is video footage to hopefully monitor it as well to get you help if something terrible happens, or at least get footage of the person if you're robbed. Number 4, bring a friend if possible. Now I know daylight and bringing a friend aren't always going to happen, but it's just safer. It's kind of like, it's just good business to have someone there, have someone have your back. Number 5, always bring just enough cash. You never know what's gonna happen. So when you show up, if the item is say $100, bring $100. Don't bring any more. Maybe like 20 bucks if you need gas money or something, but don't bring any more money. This is gonna protect you for 2 reasons. A, the person can't change the price and ask you for more money. B, if you get robbed, they're not gonna get more than that $100 that you were bringing to buy said product. Also, if you are the seller, don't bring a ton of cash. Bring maybe some small bills, some 5s and some 10s. That way you can make change, because that's another trick that people are going to use to rip you off. Oh, you're selling it for $150. I only have 20s, so I guess you got to take $140 instead. Don't fall for that one. Bring like $20. Bring 5 ones, a $5 bill, and a $10 bill. That's going to break up change. If they only have a 50, make them go buy something. It's on them. And lastly, it doesn't have to be one of these list items, but use caution and use common sense. These tips aren't just to protect you, they protect both parties. Really, you don't know each other. Chances are the deal is going to go down just fine, but both people want to use caution. You don't know each other, you don't know what each other are capable of, so it's just smart business to try to protect yourself as best you can. As usual, that went great. He got me $25 down off my asking price, which is fine. Now, I want to add, the tips I gave earlier, they're all for caution. I have never had a terrible Craigslist experience. I have never encountered a Craigslist killer. That's a real thing. If you're not sure, Google it. I saw something that said there's been over 100 murders linked to Craigslist ads, so that's not cool. But the worst that I have ever had was I drove an hour to meet with the guy. I got there, he called me, he said he was running 15 minutes late. I said, okay. And then he never showed up. He never responded to any text messages or phone calls. So the dude left me hanging. I mean, I get it, something happens, but don't leave me hanging. Don't tell me you're coming. Don't tell me you're running late and then just not show up and not respond. That's not cool. But if that's the worst that ever happens to me with a Craigslist deal, I'm cool with that. I am 100% cool with someone being a no-show and not getting robbed, not getting murdered, or not getting anything worse than those 2 things. But deal tonight went good. Guy was a nice guy. Had a really cool Japanese Fender knockoff from the 70s in his car that he showed me. That was cool. It looks like, I think Fender calls them the Starfire or something like that. It was like a wide body, like a Gibson ES335 shaped guitar with a Fender like Strat headstock, but being the Japanese knockoff, the loop, the bottom loop wasn't so pronounced, but it was a really cool guitar, and it was pretty beat up, which in my opinion makes them look even cooler. So everything went well. Now I have spending money for vacation. And now it's time for Shout Out Wednesday. This week, I want everyone to go check out Electrical Dynamo. Electrical Dynamo is pretty much the king of filming sunsets. He now uses a Mavic Pro. He was using a Phantom 3 before that. Killer. Just about every one of his sunsets are amazing. The landscape, I believe he's down in Tennessee. The landscape is awesome. My favorite is actually, when I'm filming this, it's like 2 videos ago. He took the Mavic and he did a sunset over a lake. He got the reflection on the water. Oh, it was awesome. Definitely worth checking out. So you're going to see that card pop up here on the screen. You got a player box over here. Definitely head on over to Electrical Dynamo. He's actually one of my featured channels if you go to my homepage of my YouTube channel. So head on over and check out Electrical Dynamo. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe on his channel once you get over there. And with that, we are going to wrap up tonight's episode. So, to recap, give you some Craigslist tips. I made a Craigslist deal successfully. I did not get murdered or robbed. Shoutout Wednesday, Electrical Dynamo. Check him out. If you like drones, if you like sunsets, definitely check him out. He does do a few other things on his channel. He's into drift trikes, but predominantly the sunsets are his thing, and my God, they're amazing. He knows what he's doing. If you want to see some beauty in the world, head on over there, and you're going to see some of Mother Nature's best. With that, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for your next episode. Good night.